Simon, what's up, man? How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing amazing. Very glad to be here. Very excited.
Bro, I'm so happy to have you on here, bro. We've known each other for like what, half a year, something like that, bro. It's been
Almost a year, bro, since Blackthorn started.
oh shit. Yeah, it's been
It's been
close to a
almost
year, bro.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
been a long time.
Yeah. How would you introduce yourself for someone who doesn't know you?
That's a good question. Like every time I tell people that I do YouTube and that I've made nearly 1 million views total, it's like, oh my God. It's like I often don't tell people that I have YouTube to begin with. I let people find out about it themselves because that would cause them even more excitement, right? But usually I just tell them, hey, I'm just a dude. I like basketball, boxing. I go to the gym. It's like, it is what it is. I'll just introduce myself, show
Mm,
them my hobbies, my interests. I'll keep it real. I'm not trying to act
mm.
like somebody I'm not. You know how it is.
Yeah, you give me a lot of Jack Bigot vibes, like Jack more gangster version of Jack Bigot, if we're being honest.
that's actually accurate, dude. I've seen Jack Piggott a long time ago. I actually have a very funny story for his channel. I will admit, the first time I found his channel was when I was getting started off with mine, and I used to think this dude has everything I had. I used to think like, bro, I was genuinely jealous of that guy because I imagine this: you're starting a YouTube channel and you find a guy already at like 100 something thousand doing everything you already do, and you're thinking to yourself,
Mm.
the fuck, how am I supposed to stand out, and it played with my mind at first, but I decided to do my own thing, keep going, and I ended up making it out in the end. It ended up working out after
Mm.
all.
Yeah.
What
Jack
gangster Jack.
Bigot played basketball too, didn't he?
Yeah, from what I know, he was like way higher up in his career because he was actually like
Mm.
playing league games. I was a bench warmer for my high school team, so and it's funny, right? Because Jack always says that he has like a bad body for basketball because he's a little bit short. I'm shorter than him, so like I had it
Mm.
even worse. So like I relate
Yeah.
to him so much. Like I've tried networking with him before. I tried to get in contact with him, could. Whether it was through guys who knew him or me contacting him directly, he never responded. So Jack, if
Mm.
you're ever watching this, like give me a DM, bro. I'm waiting. I'll be
Man,
down.
how tall are you?
Uh, like 5'7". That's like 171 centimeters.
Yeah. Did that used to bother you in the past? I think you had some stories about
Oh
that.
my goodness, that used to be like the biggest insecurity. I remember, I'll tell you a funny story. Back when I was in primary school and all the other kids were like playing around, that in my class in primary, there used to always be these two big kids who would be like fighting each other. And I remember this one time, one of them got mad, so he picked me up and like a fucking sword, he just like used me to push the other guy. It used to annoy me so much because I wanted to be bigger. I wanted to be stronger. And
Oh man.
even when I put on muscle, even when I learned how to fight, once I finally like improved in this realm, I
Yeah.
could tell that my behavior patterns stayed the same. It's like mentally, I was still a small guy. It was so like
Mm.
deeply rooted in my behavior that I could never take it into the fact that I'm not like small anymore.
So
Because
like
right now
you're
I've
a
gained. Okay,
you're
go
a
on.
different guy on the outside but not on the inside.
You could say that. It's been so long that you could say I've grown on from that because I'm used to being called like bigger. I'm not like fully big, but I'm bigger. I've gained almost 20 kilograms
Yeah.
of muscle since I've started. But yeah, it's like, ever since you were young, you like mom used to call you, oh, you're my little boy. And you would think this is like bullshit. This is cute stuff. But then it sort of has like this impact on your mind. It makes you
Mm.
develop certain thoughts about you as you go on in life. That's the thing.
Yeah. I feel like moms, bro, this is like a topic in and of itself. If you spend too much time with your mom and too little time with your dad, I feel like that was my situation kind of because my brother had more in common with my brother because, they both like cars a lot. Like I like cars, but I don't like the mechanics and all that stuff. They have
No,
more
I
in
get I
common
get
and
that.
all of
I get
that.
that a lot.
Yeah, and so I had different interests, right? I really like bodybuilding, then I really like content, I really like entrepreneurship. I
We're
really like.
similar.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
pretty damn
and
similar.
exactly.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and like
But
my dad always looked at businessmen, people, or entrepreneurs as scammers or as
no.
bad people, etc.
Oh my,
So
don't
like,
even get me started. Wait, I need to make sure my doors are closed.
yeah, bro, but like,
But
yeah. So I feel like I didn't have that much in common with my dad, so that's why I didn't like spending time with him. And as I've grown, I feel like yeah, I kind of like spending time with him, but I don't have that much in common with him. So I usually just like I don't go into deep topics with my dad. I'm not
I
that
get that.
close to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because okay, I have a similar but a different thing. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Because I've been mainly raised just by my mother. My dad's been always there for my life, but ever since I was around 6 years old, he went overseas to like work and start his business. He was just providing for my family. If it wasn't for him, we would have probably been broke right now, right? So
mm,
for the majority of my life, I was a mother's raised kid. And once again, that paid off on my behavior quite a bit.
mm.
I'll openly say it. I used to be a bitch, honestly. I used to be scared of everything. You know, I'm not a
Relatable.
bitch to not say that I'm a bitch. I'm fully aware of that. I used to be.
Yeah.
But I will go as far as to say that I'm actually grateful for that. Because most people just stay in the comfort, but for me, I had to climb out so far and like develop so many different skills on
Mm,
myself that the amount of courage that I've built up in the process is so significant,
mm.
you
Yeah.
know?
I absolutely agree with that, bro. Like, bro, especially when I was a kid, I always, not even a kid, like, even like 12, 13, even 14, I always wanted. I was so obsessed with the validation from my classmates, from my parents, from everything, and from everybody, bro. I always
Oh
wanted
my
to be
god, don't even
liked.
get me started.
So you know what
Don't
I
even
did,
get me
bro?
started.
When I was with the guys, I was talking about badly about the girls in my class, right? Because it was us guys or whatever, even how I didn't really know them. But when I was talking with some girl classmate, I would talk bad about the other girls that they would chit chat about. And I was like another girl with them, and I thought that
Oh
they would
my
like me
god.
because of that. But no, bro, nobody respected me, bro. I was a stupid ass
Hell
kid.
no. No,
Fucking
you're
hell.
just trying to please your way into others. And it's like the more you try to chase the other person, the further away you push from your authentic
Mm,
self. And funny enough, it is only by being the way you are, just by nature, that you start to attract these people into your life. It's like when you chase the butterflies, they fly away. I'm not gonna give you that corny
yeah.
analogy, but it's the first thing that came to my mind. Build the garden.
Yeah, because you filter out the people that don't belong there, right? And that's what people
Yeah.
actually mind is people leaving,
But
right?
the
But
thing
it's
is, the thing is, when people are lonely, they are incredibly scared of filtering out because what are they
oh
afraid of?
yeah, yeah,
They're afraid of being by themselves, right? So is that stage where you would take pretty much anybody in your circle just to have
mm,
somebody. You don't care about the value of that person. I think that's the
yeah,
issue for most people.
yeah. I felt it the most when I genuinely uninstalled Tinder after like about I was with 2 3 months in with my girlfriend. And I uninstalled Tinder because I felt such an interest in girls. Like I always thought, bro, I'd love to have so many matches that I can just choose
Yeah.
from. And eventually, like a
Yeah.
couple of years later, actually like a year or two later, I finally like I realized there are 3 girls that want to go out with me tonight, and I don't want actually any of them. I want my girlfriend to come by, and I'm like,
Yeah.
holy shit, bro! Like, why do I even have this app? Just to fulfill
Yeah.
the goal of my older self, which is not authentic to me right now anymore. You know?
What are your thoughts on Tinder? Do you think it's possible to find a
Mm.
dream wife there, or is it all just like hookup girls?
I don't know, man. I feel like girls there are very desensitized, and they just see you as a number, not really as a person, because they just compare you
For
to
sure.
every other guy, right next to you. So when you cold approach them, or they text you, or you text them first, you don't have that much competition. It's just you at that moment. But when she's on
Yeah.
Tinder, she's replying to this guy. But oh, in the meantime, Tommy replied to me. I'm gonna go out of this chat, reply to Tommy. But now John. So I'm gonna withdraw this chat
And
with
then
Tommy.
there's Jimmy, and then there's Arthur,
Yeah,
and then there's 20 others. I get
she's
it.
texting
Yeah.
5 guys at the same time, and she's switching between them. and she got a
Yeah.
date with Tommy at 1, but John wants to see her at 2, so she
It's like
cancels
business
Tommy.
appointments, bro. The girls don't care.
Yeah, the
They
girls don't
genuinely
care,
don't give a
bro.
fuck. Dude,
Yeah,
they have
so
so
look,
much to
with
choose from.
Tinder, I'd say no. For something serious, definitely not. The girl should come to you. So the best way, at least half of my girlfriend was she DM'd me first on Instagram. But really, even if you meet her in real life or anything, but I feel like Tinder is just for short term fun. I can't imagine finding something like a serious girl on Tinder. I've never had it, and I've had probably
Yeah.
over 15, 20 dates from Tinder, and
How
none
did
of
you
it.
meet your girlfriend in that case?
Well,
If
I
it's
just told you
polite
she.
to ask.
Nah, I just told you she DM'd me first on Instagram by
Oh,
request.
oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah, so yeah,
Dude,
that's
cool.
basically what went on. Yeah, so Tinder. Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
like it's so unlikely that it's not even worth the time, in my opinion. If you want to have some fun, go ahead, but like don't fucking fall in love with these girls, bro. Come on.
Nah. Fun.
Yeah.
I never had Tinder installed to begin with, or like any of these apps. But on Facebook and Instagram, I used to this day, I get so many like random girls adding me. I have no idea who the
Ah,
fuck they are.
yeah.
Sometimes it's like girls from my city, sometimes it's like bot accounts. I don't get it, you know? I
Mm.
always preferred meeting people in person.
Yeah. The reason why I think that girls do that is because they expect you to text them first since they added you as
Oh,
a
all
friend.
the
Because
time.
they see a guy with a six pack, they kind of
All the
like him,
time.
but they don't like him enough to text
Yeah.
first. So they want you to text first, right? Whatever.
But I have a lot of girls DM me first as well. And I
Yeah.
feel like it's always like I don't know if it's the same in English, right? Because obviously the girls who DM me are in my home language, but they
Mhm.
all use the same freaking line. I feel like it's bot accounts. It's always like hi, do you want to meet up? Or do you want to get to
Really?
know each other? I swear. I like handshake on this. It's always the same
Huh.
phrase all the time. It's so like copy and paste. I swear.
I'd say
I don't
that
know.
actually some girls like are very open. This is how you recognize if a girl is a hoe. Is if she just says, "Damn, you're hot," or just something like that, like
Yeah.
something slightly sexual. It's like, okay, she's actually just for short term fun, like filtered mouth. But if she reacts to a story, they try to be subtle. They try to be have a reason, an excuse to text you. So like, let's say, hey, I think I saw you at the gym before. She's not telling you she likes you, but she tells you she saw
Yeah.
you. So she expects you to carry the conversation, which is okay, But she's shooting her shot this way. So,
I feel
um,
like I feel like that's how it's supposed to be to begin with. It is the
yeah,
masculine man's job to provide and to do his own thing,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. I mean, look, bro, I'm sorry, but if you're a man and you expect a girl to set up the date, to come up with an idea and all of that, bro, like, come
Split
on
the
now.
bill, little bro.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness.
No, but actually, I was once with a girl that had green hair, and
Ugh.
you already know what's gonna happen.
I'm
Basically,
not gonna ask why, but okay.
I told her that I'm going to the toilet and I want to pay right for the date. And when I came back,
Oh,
she was
that's a good
actually
move. I've done
she
that.
no,
I've
and she
done that.
was
Yeah.
this wasn't a good move. She was mad at me. She was like,
Wait.
"You think I can't pay for myself or something like that?" Like she was already
Oh,
rude and shit, like a spoiled
one of
brat.
these like these sassy liberal bitches. I know what you're talking
The
about.
masculine chicks who want to
Oh
fucking
my.
compare themselves to you. Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't gonna ask, but now I'm actually curious. Like, why did you go out with her to begin with?
I mean, I don't fucking know, bro. I was 17, bro. Actually, I don't know. I don't actually know. I just liked her, and just wanted to clap some cheeks, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Fair enough. I respect the honesty, you know.
Oh man, I wanted to come up with some excuse, but nothing came up to my mind. Oh
Boy,
man,
okay.
what's a childhood memory that makes you smile?
I knew you were gonna ask this one.
Mm.
Sheesh. That's actually I thought about it for a while, and for me, it's like it's hard for me to pick one memory, but I don't know if you have the same thing. Sometimes I'll just go to a place where I'm just very nostalgic, a place that I've been
Oh
to
yeah.
before when I was a kid, and it's like everything just flashes in front of you. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
get that a lot, especially.
For for me, it's when I go back to my country, back to Romania. That's the
Oh,
feeling.
I
Yeah.
get that. To this day, I live in my hometown. I live in the exact same place I grew up as a kid. And especially recently, I remember on the other side of the street where I live in, there used to be like an ice cream store. I remember I used to always go there when I was a kid, and they closed it down 8 years ago. 8 years ago, the place has been closed. It's been like all covered all over in tape. They said that they're gonna renovate it, although they never did, right? And so these 8 years go by, and literally like 3 days ago, I remember walking past that store with my friend, and we see that it's open. I walk in, I look around, I'm thinking, holy shit. The owner steps out, is the same owner from like 10 years ago or whatever, right? I ask him how long the place has been closed. Because I had no idea. I used to think it was only like 3 or 4 years, right? I didn't think it was that long. Then the dude says 8. And I'm thinking,
Mm.
whoa. And I remember he had all the ice cream out there, and I asked him if my favorite flavor was there, which was like lemon, I think. I asked him if they had it, which they did. And I remember when he gave me like a little scoop, I remember I tried it. That's when this like wave of nostalgia hit me that I was talking about. It was the exact
Mm.
same like it used to be when I was a kid. I swear. That shit hit me so hard, bro. This shit hits harder than like being drunk at a party at 4 a.m., bro. I swear. It's like it hits different. You just feel like
Mm.
you're in a cutscene.
Yeah.
It's genuinely funny.
There's like more like nostalgic places and environments.
Yes,
Yeah,
totally.
yeah, yeah. Man,
Sometimes I'll go back to a memory that I didn't even knew I had. It's just because I saw this
really?
place or I was in, or I was in this scenario. You know what I mean? It
Hmm.
just like awakes sometimes. It's
I, th-
crazy.
I I think I do. Yeah. I can't think of a situation where that happened, but yeah, I can
If
imagine
you were
though.
listen, I'll tell you one thing. If you were to go back to Romania right now and go around the streets of your hometown, the place you grew up with, you would start to get memories of stuff
Yeah,
you've done like 10 years ago. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about.
yeah,
Stuff that
probably.
you can't you can't think of it on spot, but if you saw that space, you saw that scenery, you would be
Mm.
able to imagine it. That's kind of what I'm
Yeah,
thinking
I
about.
know what you mean now. Yeah, I remember I was scared of the wind. I thought I was gonna, it was gonna blow me away.
This takes me back to when I was smaller and skinnier, back when I was a kid. I used to jump up when the wind was blowing, thinking that I'm gonna get forward, that it's gonna like propel me forwards.
Man, who did you
Man.
look up to as a kid or when you were growing up?
Oh man. I'd say my father, probably. Yeah, definitely.
Hmm.
Actually, my father, dude. In terms of behavior, we are so freaking similar. You can't tell in English
Mm.
because my father doesn't speak English that well. But when I speak Polish, this happened to me multiple times where I would walk into my family's room, I would just say something, and everyone in my family would think that it was my dad saying it, even though it was me. It happened to me so frequently,
Even
like
with your child voice?
even with my current voice. Yes, it's just about like the tone of how I say shit. It's funny.
Huh.
We're just like
Interesting.
we don't have similar interests, but just our like behaviors and characters. Even though
Mm.
my dad's been present throughout my life, right? But he would only be there like once every 2 weeks, once a month, because he was working overseas, right? Even though I didn't see him as often as most kids do, I still
Mhm.
like copied my personality off of him. It's identical.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
interesting.
I feel like that's what made his presence more vibrant because wasn't that
Yes,
often.
totally. For some reason, even to this day, I feel like that's the case. And I don't want to say that out loud because my dad's in the other room, but I feel like every time my dad's home, like I kind of just feel like I'm on a vacay. I feel like I'm
Mm.
on vacation because I'm so much more used to like my father not being home that I'm actually more productive when I'm by myself. Because when dad's home, it's like, good times come
Mm.
around, fun times come around. We'll go on a trip somewhere, we'll go do this, we'll go do that. I genuinely love it when things
Mm.
are like that. But it's harder to
Yeah.
stay productive. It's harder to lock in and keep momentum. That's
Yeah.
what I've noticed.
That's why I feel like as young men we should move out. We should be in our own environments. I actually alone for a
So
while maybe.
that move out would be that would be
Yeah.
sick. I don't know. I can't imagine like four guys living in one room. I feel like that would be a big like too much, but
An apartment,
we'll
not
see.
one room, bro. We're not gay. Come on now. What the
Oh, thank God. Thank
fuck?
God.
Come
I
on
was
now.
worried
One
we were gonna
room.
like you think okay, this is random. This is like off the script, right? But
Uh,
you think each one of us is gonna have their own room?
maybe one of us will sleep on a couch. Who makes
That's
the
cool.
least money that week?
I'm afraid it's gonna be me, bro, because like my YouTube shit is like I am making money, but I'm making pennies for a dollar, I swear.
Nah, bro.
At
If
the
you look
moment
at
at
the
least.
other two guys, I think that they have higher competition. I think that you don't have that hard of a competition. I think the two of us might be safe. And actually, let's talk about this off body. Yeah,
Yeah,
but bro,
this is not related to the topic.
yeah. Why did you start posting on YouTube?
Oh, you just dropped a bombshell of a question. All right. So
Because
for
I
me
mean, look, there
personally,
must have been a reason, right? I don't think that you
yeah,
were just trying to copy someone. I think that there
nah,
must have been like an
no.
idea of a message you wanted to send.
My content was completely different, or is completely different from what it started back then, you know. I started my channel sometime in late 2023. And I remember at that time, I was looking for direction. I was looking for purpose in life, right? Because I wanted to find something that I like to do that was fulfilling, but also allowed me to actually make good money. That's like the mindset that I had. And I remember jumping from side hustle to side hustle, from like trying to do Hamza's affiliate link for Adonis School, like reposting shorts or like freelancing here and there. I was jumping all over the place. I remember I used to, and this is gonna sound funny, but I would sit in front of my journal late at night, like fucking sobbing, trying to come up with ideas. What the fuck do I do with my
Mm,
life, right? And then I got the idea of YouTube, and this is when I came across Project 10K. You know, the course on how to build your personal brand.
yeah,
For those who don't
Ali,
know,
yeah.
I joined in. I remember I joined in on late December 2023, right before 2024 started. Since then,
Mhm.
I used to post pretty much daily for 6 months straight. And it's funny because at first, my content was about basketball. To this day, I'm in love with the sport. I still go out and play, but it's not the priority anymore, right? But back then, even though I knew that I'm not going to make a career out of playing basketball, I still wanted to feel attached to it. This is also why I relate to Jack Pickett so much, because we're just so similar in our stories, right? Over time, though, my content started to shift more towards self improvement because I saw the trend for it. I saw everybody going crazy over it. At that time, I was already into it as well. So I had the knowledge in that realm. And there was that point in which I just transitioned fully to self improvement. I was making fitness videos. Those were the first few ones that got me to blow up. I made like my first 2,000 views, then another
Mm,
2,000. And I used to upload daily for a solid 6 months straight. This is when I finally hit that one video. After 6 months of bumping daily, I finally hit the
mm,
I'll make you smile in one sentence video. That got to nearly
yeah.
1 million views total, which this was one of the biggest highs that I felt in my entire life. Like
Mm.
highest dopamine spike ever. Genuinely seeing like millions under your name makes you go crazy. It's such an
What
addictive.
what was the idea behind that video?
See, the video on itself has a very interesting story. It taught me a valuable lesson because I was uploading daily and I wanted to keep the streak alive. I remember the day was May 25th, 2024. I was sparring at my friend's backyard, and I remember I did 6 rounds. It was brutal. I fought like 3 other guys, and I remember I won all of the sparring rounds that day. I was still a beginner boxer, but I did pretty good. However, I came back home sometime at around 11 p.m., very late, right? And I'm thinking, oh shit, I won't be able to record a video because I have this one rule in my household that I can't record videos when my parents are already asleep. because I talk pretty loud just like by nature and I don't want to wake them up.
Yeah.
I just respect that, you know, I respect their sleep. So I'm thinking, okay, shit, what do I do? I can't record a full video anymore and I don't want to kill the upload streak, right? Because I was so like brainwashed into that rhythm of just uploading daily. So I just turned on
Yeah.
my camera. I written down like a little note for what I'm gonna say. I memorized it. I said it in front of a camera. And within one sentence, I ended up changing my entire life completely. Honestly. That video ended up making 840,000 with up to 8 million impressions total. So like 8 million people
Mm.
saw that video. That's what's like that's
That's crazy.
crazy. That is crazy, you know. Nobody really cares
And
about
also,
impressions because like they're not relevant. What's relevant
yeah.
is how many people click, right? But just for your brain to imagine this
It
shit,
also got
like
like 80,000 likes, right, or something like that.
yes, almost 100K.
Yeah.
That's another thing that
That's
like
crazy, bro.
blows your
100K
mind.
likes on a video.
It is. That's like what? 10% of the people liked it.
Yeah.
At its peak, that video almost had like 10% click-through rate, which is crazy. It was like
Shit.
9 point something. That's
10% CTR is very fucking good.
this is insane. Those are insane numbers. I was never able to get close again. The closest I've got was like under 5% from that point, which is ass.
Yeah.
But yeah, from that point on, since I launched that video, I made one of the biggest mistakes on my journey, which is I've got comfortable. I thought to myself that, hey, since the channel is growing automatically now and I don't need to post as much, let me go out and enjoy my summer, you know? And whilst I don't fully regret it, I was I wasn't aware of it at the time. I thought I was doing the right thing, you know. I spent that summer pretty well. This is when I started to learn for the backflip, which is another
Mm.
chapter of my life that's like a story on its own. But yeah, I stopped uploading as frequently. Suddenly, I would upload only once every 2 weeks because I thought the job was done. I thought all I needed to do was to blow up. I didn't have any product in mind. I didn't have any sort of plan going on besides Project 10K. I kind of just ditched it completely. Like I was like, oh my god, I'm blowing up. Oh my god, I'm famous, and like I
Yeah.
kind of just stopped
I
caring.
feel like that's probably like God testing you with a little bit of success, seeing if you're ready for it. Not yet. Okay, maybe next year. It's like just
You
maybe
could, yeah,
dipping your toe into it.
you could say that. You could say that absolutely. Every day I was getting like editors coming to my Google like emails, like offer like some Indians offering to work with me, like some I think I even got a sponsorship once, like some some dentist company from Turkey wanted like
What the
they,
fuck,
my bro, they wanted me to like promote their toothpaste or some shit because I had like a good smile. Bro, that was so random. Of course I didn't do it. But
bro?
yeah, then I came back to uploading September or like late August 2024. That's when I got back to uploading daily. And yeah, I used to upload daily all the way until February this year. This is when I decided to change things up completely, right? Because the daily uploads were getting me 0 views. We're talking like pathetic numbers, less than 100 views, right? So I changed it up quite a bit. I started to be more professional with what I do. I stepped up my editing. I leveled up my storytelling. I just improved my content overall. And now it's safe to say I average like around 1,000 views per video, which is back to normal. Right.
Mm,
Right now, I'm back in control of my channel. It used to be pretty dead, but right now I have a good understanding of what videos blow up and what videos don't. At least for me
yeah.
and for what I do.
Yeah, man, revival is possible. But I want to ask you, man, were you nervous like even recording your first video? Because I remember, bro, I recorded my first ever video 3 times because of
Oh
my
my god.
accent, because my
Oh
English
my
was bad
gosh.
2 years ago, right? And I wasn't confident in my
Oh god.
English. And I recorded the same video 3 times, and I was like stuttering. And I don't know why. I was in my
This takes
room.
back memories,
I
bro.
was
I'll
in
tell you
my
one thing, Sergio.
room, bro.
I'll
The
tell
thing
you
is,
one thing just about me as a person. By nature, I'm a pretty anxious guy. I've built up a lot of confidence, and I'm able to
Mm.
be restrictionless in how I talk. Like I could call you a I could call you a dumbass bitch and I won't care. I could go bust out a backflip in public and I won't care, right? But
I thought you were
this
gonna say
came
bust a nut.
no, I'm not nah, but this came along through dozens of repetitions. And back when I started my first video, when I clicked record, funny enough, I had the camera here. I didn't have it on my desk facing here. I had it facing here, like with my PC in the background because I thought it looked cool.
Mm.
And I was so nervous that I started a separate email just for my YouTube. I started like separate
What?
everything, dude. I cut out every single possible way you could have contacted me except finding my videos through the algorithm. I will
What the
get
fuck?
so over that.
Oh,
Listen.
because you didn't want your classmates to find out or something like that.
Oh, totally.
Oh,
Totally,
that was
bro.
me too, bro.
Me and my classmates is a completely different like chapter. I'm not even sure how much I want to talk about with that topic, bro. It was like a big drama, but yeah.
Yeah, man. Holy shit. Man, if you think about fear of judgment, it is kind of natural. It is kind of primal, but bro, it's like getting out of your emotions and realizing that, bro, it doesn't actually matter. Like you're gonna graduate or you're gonna
Yeah,
drop out, and eventually these people are not gonna be in your life anymore.
I
So,
feel one of the conclusions that I've came to on my journey of developing confidence is in most cases confidence and competence are almost the same thing. You ever
hmm,
notice how in sports, for example, it's always the best guys on the court who are the most confident. It's always the Michael Jordans, the Kobe
that's
Bryants
true.
who are like the alphas. I don't want to use that word because it's cringe, right? But who are the
Nah,
dominant guys on the court because they have the most skill. They provide the most value to the situation.
yeah.
That's how you're able, that's how I was able to improve my confidence as well. It was simply through repetition, doing more of the things that I was afraid of to destimulate my mind from the fear of that event, of that action. That's how I overcame
Mm.
most of my anxiety. It came down to just letting go of my overthinking.
I feel like as a young man, you have to suck at something. You have to be ashamed of yourself for a while until you can deserve confidence. And bro, if you're going to the gym and you're skinny fat, bro, you deserve to kind of get like funny looks from
That's the name
girls
of
or
the
whatever,
game.
like for a while,
If
bro.
you were comfortable, you wouldn't even go to the gym.
Oh shit, that's also the truth,
That's
bro.
like, that's what it comes down to. Most people, I feel like they want to change themselves, but the issue is that they don't want it enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you really want something, you're gonna push for it all the way until you get it.
Oh
That's
yeah.
the that's the mindset most people don't have. They just want things too easy. They're too comfortable.
Yeah, but also I spent so much time trying to make someone want it, like some old classmates, etc. And I'll tell you from my personal experience, man, let them stay where they're at, because even if you give them the right information and the right recipe to get jacked or whatever, they'll still fuck up and not tell you about it and then blame it on your prescription or whatever, like helping a guy get jacked
Yeah.
that doesn't really want it. I'll just finish on this. Wait for them to want it, and if that time
Yes,
never comes, then it was never meant to be.
most
They
definitely.
were meant to stay like that forever.
Yeah. Most people don't want to take responsibility for their choices and their
Hmm.
actions. They'll blame it on everything else but themselves, right? And this sort of victim mindset is only keeping them in that same space instead of
Oh yeah.
actually being able to say to yourself, okay, fuck you. Yeah, it's my fault. To that, yeah, that guy in the mirror I'm looking at, yeah, it's your
Mm.
fucking fault, not anybody else's. And once you're able to accept that and make that difference, go after the things that you want because you want it
Mhm.
yourself, not because others want you to do it. That's when you actually start to respect yourself because you're doing the things that you genuinely want, not what the world wants you to be.
Yeah, I often when a guy says I hate myself or I have suicidal tendencies, I want to kill myself, etc. I make most people go their instinct is to go to comfort, like to comfort them to say, "Oh nah, bro, why are you thinking like that? You know what's like, nah, bro, you shouldn't hate
Yeah.
yourself, whatever. You
I'll
shouldn't
say
want to kill
something dark.
yourself or whatever." But I
Okay.
sometimes ask why. Okay, but why? Do you think that makes sense? Why? And he says, "Well, I'm 21. I'm still living with my parents. I haven't had sex in 2 years, and I have 10 followers on Instagram, and I don't know what to do with my life." I'm like, if I was you, I'd kind of want to kill myself, dude. Not gonna lie. So it's like, you have to be fucking honest with someone, and if they can or can't take it,
Yeah.
that's not your responsibility.
Yeah. Most people just don't have enough self-respect to do the right action and step out of comfort. I'll tell you
Like,
something, dog. With most of these people who say that they want to kill themselves, especially online, if you were
oh
to tell
no,
them, like, do it, do it, none of them would. Once they actually get pressured into doing it, bro, all talk, no bite. These people don't want to kill themselves.
yeah,
It's just that they feel so miserable that they would rather stop their existence than to continue in that comfort discomfort. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
they just get stuck in that.
Yeah, like I had this one friend, man, from high school, and he was like, I went with a mutual friend like out, and he was like, "Why did you guys invite me?" All right, and I told him fucking a mean ass thing, like a bad thing, but I told him the truth, bro. I was like, "I'm sorry, bro, but like, you, how do I say this? I didn't just say that he's fat, but I said like, bro, you don't know how to dress. You have acne on your face, and you're fat. I'm ashamed to be with you in public, you know?" And I'm like, I'm just being honest. I don't want people to think that we're on the same SMV, we're on the same level, and I don't want to be seen with you in public. And when I said that to him
Yeah.
so honestly, he was just like, you're fuck off, you arrogant piece of shit, whatever. But I was
That's
like,
all.
I knew that inside that night, he kind of knew that it was true. That's why he got so emotional, because if he told that to me, I'd just laugh it off because I knew
I'll
that it
tell you
wasn't true.
one thing. I'll tell you one thing. Usually, when people start offending you in the argument, that's how you know you're
Mm,
right because then they lose
yeah.
control. It happens all the time.
Yeah, he got offended because he kind of knew it was true and it hurt him, you know,
Yes.
because
Yeah,
like
you've invaded his
he knew
personal
that, bro,
space.
that girls that he likes text me, girls that he's waiting for a reply, they're waiting for a reply from me, and he thought that
Yeah.
if you were friends, it would raise up his social status, or how should I say, his reputation in the
MV.
school or
Yeah.
whatever, which it probably would, but it would lower mine because they would be like, why do you hang out with that guy? He's fat,
It
he's
works equal both
antisocial.
ways, right? Where like it increases him, but it lowers you.
Yeah, yeah, I'm
It's
not
equal.
sacrificing mine for anybody, bro. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, okay, if it's a guy that's fucking trying and I can actually see that in him, like we got some guys in Blackthorn that would happen with them, but I would be okay with taking that social loss for them because I knew that
Yeah.
they are serious.
One of my best friends to this day, who is on self improvement, when I met him for the first time, he knew nothing about fashion. He knew nothing about like dressing good, looking clean. And I never
Yeah,
actually like said it to his face. I've never said it so directly like you did, but I would say it in a way in which he knew, but it wouldn't like offend him. Like I would, throw a joke here and there. Just I sound like a bitch saying it, but I was doing it like a soft way. You know what I mean, right? And over time, it ended up being enough for him to understand. He made a difference.
yeah,
I've taught him how to dress a little bit. Me and my friends like started him like getting him into fashion just a little bit, right? Not to a
yeah.
point where he's like spending a shit ton of money on Jordans, but just so that Nike shirt, some jeans, so he doesn't look like a homeless person, right?
I'd say
Especially where it's
just,
like,
bro, just stuff that fits you. Okay, first of all, but
yeah,
I will not say that that's a bitch thing to do. Not at all. It's just I could do that for that fat guy, but I'm like I just don't have
Just
patience with people. That's the thing.
yes,
It's like if I was patient, that would be a good thing to do. But I'm like I'm first of all I'm
yeah,
not patient, and second of all I know how good it was. We were supposed to go to the gym that day, and I
yeah,
went with the other guy, the mutual friend instead. And I'm like I knew how I built my reputation in my gym. I built good friends there. I talked with a lot of girls. I slept with a couple of them from the gym. Like I've actually like made good connections there, and they would judge me for that. And I'm like, this guy isn't even on self improvement. I'm not gonna ruin my reputation for him. He
yes.
needs to level up if he wants to hang out around me. And I know that this way, it's for me with some of the guys that I know. For example, that I've done podcasts with, and when I get to Miami, I know that there are people that are making like 100K a month that I've done podcasts with that they probably wouldn't hang around me because I'd only be making a few K a month, maybe closer to 10K a month. And I know that
You would make
I'm
them
not
look
on
worse.
their level yet. And there are
Yes,
levels, and I wouldn't take offense to that. I wouldn't take it personally. Like, bro, I
and the
won't take it
issue,
personally if Andrew Tate doesn't want to hang out with me. You understand what I'm
yeah,
saying? I'm not on his level, okay?
the issue is that the modern world's trying to promote this idea of perfect equality.
Mm,
Perfect equality. You know what I mean? And it's like,
yeah.
I get the narrative because at the end of the day, we're all gonna die the same. The rich guy and the poor guy, we're gonna face the same death. So I get the origin of that kind of thinking. But this once again comes down to you being responsible for your own actions.
Yeah, and also,
That
whilst we're here
homeless
on Earth,
man.
you want to
Okay, you go on.
maximize
All
your
right.
life. That's what I'm
Mhm.
just gonna say. Like, bro, that we're all gonna die is not an excuse to not try hard in this life.
Exactly. It comes down to the actions you take, you know. You can't convince me that that homeless man who's addicted to drugs, who chooses to be addicted to drugs, you know, because there's a difference in between being addicted and wanting to stay addicted. There's people who try to climb out, and I genuinely respect that. But the person who constantly chooses to remain the same way he
Yeah.
is nowhere near the same level of status, at least. I don't know what measurement we're using here, right? But he's nowhere near the same level as the guy who actually made it from top to bottom, who had to work
Y-
his way up to become a millionaire,
Do you
you know?
know
There's levels.
how you recognize if someone is like actually like real that they want to get rid of their addiction? Is let's say a video game addict, right? Like you can use this analogy for anything else, but with video games is the best, bro. Because I had a friend, actually a friend's younger brother, right? And I was just with hanging out with all of them, and he was like fucking 14, right? And my friend is 17. He's a year younger than me, and he said that his younger brother's always playing video games. And he says that each and every time I uninstall Steam, I just install it back after a few days. They're both on self improvement, right? So he's setting a good example for his younger brother. And I told him, okay, give me your login details to your Steam account. I'll change it, and I will never tell you. And he's like, I won't. I won't give you my login details to my Steam account. Why? And I'm like, well, do you want to get rid of your Steam account or not? Like, come on, bro. Like, get rid of it, bro. Give it to me, and you know I'll never tell you. Fuck off. Oh no, but I spent a lot of money on it. But yeah, but that money is gone. You never want to play those video games again, do you? So give me the login details. I'll get rid of it, bro. Don't worry. I won't remember the password. The account will be gone. I'll set a different email to it. He's like, nah. So there's why I knew he's just a 14-year-old kid, bro. So okay, I don't judge him. But I knew that,
Yeah.
bro, like he's not serious about wanting to quit playing video games because he didn't want to give up his Steam account.
I feel like there's you develop a connection, you develop certain memories with the video games you play. Like you
Oh
can't tell me you
yeah.
don't have memories with you playing Minecraft, you know? Like
Yeah.
wouldn't you want to
You know
I'm not
what's
saying you
funny?
want to go back to play games again. Not necessarily install it for the sake of having it, but you're telling me 20 years from now when our kids are going to start growing up and they're going to
Yeah.
play their first few video games, they're going to give them Minecraft. Wouldn't you want to at least touch it for a few
Yeah.
minutes? Have the
I'll tell you
ability to,
something
you
real
know?
quick. You know Assassin's Creed Black Flag, that video game, if you ever heard about it?
I know Assassin's Creed. I don't know about like the
Okay,
different types
that
of it,
was
right? But
in the
go on.
1700s in Spain. And my girlfriend is a painter. So she wanted to give me a
Mhm.
painting. She worked 2 weeks on a painting. She was asking me like, what theme do I want it? And I said Spain 1760 because that's when the video game story is based at. And it's that picture right there that she painted for me.
Oh, I remember you showing it. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah,
sick.
yeah. And it's like, bro, like that was my video game addiction, bro. That was my video game addiction, but bro, that painting went out so beautiful. Actually, it looks fucking sick.
Yeah,
So, yeah, man. I'm
people
not
just
gonna lie, bro.
people just get
Bro,
attached.
listen. The thing is, when I get the fucking house, when I get the Hellcat, when I fucking get the Miami penthouse, bro, I'm gonna play Assassin's Creed Black Flag for 3 whole days for 10 hours a day. I'm gonna play through and remember it, bro. I'm gonna do that. I don't care. I'll sacrifice
Yeah.
1 or 2 days of actual nostalgia once I deserve it.
Most people don't have that mindset though, because to them, the idea of achieving such high levels of success isn't even realistic. They're still staying trapped in
Ah, of
that
course, yeah,
same mindset of minimalistic thinking. I feel like that's what
yeah,
most people are scared of. They're scared of dreaming big because A, they're going to get judged. B, they have a high chance of failure, which, oh my God, fear of failure. Oh, you know how it is. And yeah, that's pretty much it, to be fair. I don't think there might
mm,
be a few other points to add, but mainly comes down to these two things for most people.
yeah. I feel like they just can't imagine a different life, and I can't really relate to this that
Yeah.
much anymore because for the past 2 3 years of my life, bro, I can't imagine not having that life, you know. Especially
Same.
when I'm
Yeah.
speaking every week, I'm speaking to someone who is in that life right
Yeah.
now. It's
Those
crazy
the
for me, bro.
networking. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
My
like
networking is not
for
as
for people, they have to first start believing it before they take action. Like they
yes,
have to actually like believe that it's fucking possible. I feel like Andrew Tate
bro.
did that for most of us young guys.
You remember back when saying "believe in yourself" was like this magic quote that everybody makes fun of,
Oh
and
man, yeah,
now it's like it's safe to say both of us actually have it. Where like we
yeah,
actually believe in ourselves making it. Now it's like actually reality. It's like most of the journey's already done for us when you think about it. We already have the most
yeah,
important component to this entire equation. You know, now
bro.
it's about doing the right actions.
Our future self is looking at us right now and just nostalgic. He's remembering
These
this
motherfuckers
podcast.
are so smart.
Hey, you know what, bro? We are gonna watch this podcast in a couple of years from now
Oh
with all of the
shit.
boys from Blackthorn in a fucking
Oh
Miami
boy.
penthouse or in Dubai, and we're gonna watch this
Sitting
on a
like
big fucking TV screen and just laugh at this, bro. And just like how many? Because you know what? I bet that
okay.
our opinions will change. A lot of the shit that I just
Oh,
said in the
definitely.
past 48 minutes, I might probably think that this is
What if you
stupid five
became a
years from now.
liberal, bro?
Ain't no way, bro. Nah.
Nah, but it
That's
is in
not
our
gonna happen.
nature.
Not on my watch.
It is in our nature to evolve over time. So I think it's only
Yeah.
natural that our opinions are going to change, but it's hard to predict in how ways they're going to change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the
Do
thing
you
behind it.
do you think your future self is proud of you?
I hope so. I hope so. There are times when I'm procrastinating. I won't act like I'm a superhuman, right? I still have my little downward moments, but I hope he is. In the long term, looking at the things I'm up to right now, I think I'm not aware of some of the mistakes I'm making because the future me is going to look back at the current me thinking, he's a fucking idiot for some of the things that I'm doing, right? But I think it's only natural. I think he somewhat has to respect that to a point in which, like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a guarantee. It's obvious you're gonna make mistakes on your journey, right? It's
Yeah.
not a cope, but well, it kind of is. But you get the narrative. You get the point.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you ever like get these IRL haters? I call them like the classmates, the family, the friends,
Oh,
or that.
I thought we're not gonna get into that, bro. This is such a long story. This might take up a whole nother hour, but I'll try to summarize it as much as I can, right? But I got into such big of a squabble with my class at school that they nearly sent me to court
What the
in terms
fuck?
of I'm not even playing.
I was
I'm
just
not
about
even
to ask you, have your videos ever gotten you in trouble? Go ahead, bro.
oh goodness, right? So I had a lot of liberals in my class, and it's like, okay, I don't even want to sound like hating on liberals because the thing for me is like as long as you live your life your own way, I genuinely don't care. As long as you're not trying to force it upon my way of thinking, I believe we should all live the way we want to. Even the crazy people who do crazy shit. As long as they're not part of my thing, most of the things they do, I kind of just don't care, right? But when my class at school discovered my channel, which actually happened through the algorithm, one of my classmates found the video, then he told the other person, then they told him, and it
It
started like
happened the same way
scattering
for me,
around,
bro.
right? Yeah. And throughout my videos, I was pretty open on the things that my class would do to me. I'll just share my experiences, right? If I had some trouble with my class at school and I learned a valuable lesson from it, I would make a video about it and I wouldn't care, right? However,
Mm.
whilst I never gave out any names of the people, whilst I never like shared anything specific, I was sharing those stories in a way that if you were part of the story, you would know I'm talking about you. Like it was enough for people to figure out who I'm talking about, right? So
Mm.
the first thing people did is straight to the principal's office. And I remember it like it was yesterday, right? I was never a troublemaker. As I said, my entire life, I was a bitch. I never got into trouble, right? I was always like the cute little people pleaser, sit with your legs crossed type of kid, right? I only became a
Oh man.
little bit more courageous over time, right? But I remember I was sitting in math class one day, and the vice president of or vice principal walks into my class at school, and she calls out my name. She says, "Simon, you got to step out for a bit." I'm thinking, okay, this is weird. I don't know what's going on. We're walking upstairs, and okay, shout out to the vice principal because she's actually like a very nice person, right? I'm not trying to speak down on her, totally. But we're walking upstairs, and she doesn't say a word. She's usually very open, very kind. She's pretty pissed that day, right? She doesn't say a thing. I'm asking, something happened, and I remember she like takes a deep breath, and it's like, yes, it did. And I'm looking at her like, what is it, right? I wasn't even thinking about YouTube. I thought that maybe I did something, right? Maybe I remember the week before that I had a little squabble with my classmate at PE, right? Because I hit a girl in the head with like a volleyball, and I remember like
What the fuck? This came out of
it's
the
all
blue.
over the
What the
place.
fuck?
It's all over the place. That's the irrelevant part of the plot, right? But
Okay.
back to the topic. We head upstairs all the way to the principal's office. We hear this out. We're walking to the principal's office. We walk into another room inside of the principal's office. They close the door on me. They sit me in the corner of the classroom so that on one side is the principal, the other side is the vice principal. I feel, I legitimately felt like I was being put in like a what do you call it? Like the place for psychopaths, right? Where
Like
they're like gonna
solitary confinement.
almost like
Yeah.
solitary confinement. You know what I mean? They sit me in the corner and they start asking me questions. At first, it started pretty light. It was like, "How do you feel?" Or like these kind of like
Real. What the fuck?
psychological questions, right? Trying to make me comfortable, right? And then
Mm.
they just ask me, "Are you aware of what stuff you post on social media?" And believe me, in that moment, as a person, based on the description that I've given you, as a person who just naturally tends to get anxious in situations like these, having this massive secret about me having a YouTube channel spread out in like the worst possible way you could imagine, the amount of heart attack that I've had in that moment, genuinely. I felt so like I'll
Man,
say I
I
felt genuinely scared. This is like
I can
I'm
imagine
not
that.
gonna call it. Okay, go on.
No, it's just like I just imagine that situation in my head, and it's like my
It's so
principals at my school were always like shit, and I was so scared and
yeah.
anxious of
The
them as
vice president,
always.
the vice president was a nice lady. I will give her that, but I never really liked the principal. Like she was an all right person, right? But she had like this like rough personality, right? And
Oh yeah,
I remember
mine too.
I'm sitting there and I'm just shitting myself. Like it's safe to say my heart rate was like almost 200 beats per minute. Like I was scared shitless, right? And they talk to me about the channel, right? They tell me how apparently I offended some people, right? Whatever. You know how I speak. I'll call if they did me like a bitch, I'll call them a bitch. I use slur words in my videos frequently, and what blows my mind to this very day is that in a video in which I shared the experiences of me being mistreated, I was forced to apologize to these people
Yeah.
purely because I shared offensive words describing the things that they have done to me.
Yeah.
Genuinely. That's like the most rough feeling you can ever have when somebody did you dirty and you have to apologize straight to their face.
Oh
That's what
man.
makes you feel disgusting, right? When you especially when you knew you were right. That's when it
Yeah.
plays with your mind, right? But it's been so long since that event that I've kind of like I've grown past it. Like I'm able to look these people in the face and say, like, I forgive you. At this point, I don't care. At least I have a cool story to my journey, you know? But back then, it made me feel terrible, right? Like, imagine you
Yeah.
have this massive fear of everybody finding out about your channel, and then people find out about it in the worst way possible. The exact like nightmare
Mm.
situation you've envisioned happens. That's when it fucks your mind. I will say this was probably top three scariest things that ever happened to me in my life. I don't want to
Mm.
put it at number one, although I can't come up with anything else. But I feel like there could have been some things that freaked me out more. This was like
Mm.
one of the most PTSD experiences I've had because the next 2 weeks after that, I genuinely felt like I lost confidence because I just felt so hypocritical teaching guys
Mm.
confidence like in my videos whilst deep down I still like felt damaged. I still felt hurt from the experience at my school, right? I remember a week after that whole event, I had to give a presentation in front of my class. I remember it was Spanish class. I needed to describe certain like
Oh man.
region of Spain, you know what I mean?
Oh.
And standing in front of my class after this entire fucking thing, because at the time I didn't fully knew who was behind it. Like to this day, I don't fully know who it was. Like I know who mistreated me. I know who like I had like beef with, beef, but
Hmm.
I don't know the full story from their perspective, the people who sent me to the office, right? So
Yeah.
I'm standing in front of my class and I can barely make sentences. Like
Oh
like
man.
stuttering, I'm feeling awkward, my heart rate's speeding up too, like the same way I used to behave back in the past, you know? It's a
Mm.
long way up but a short trip down. It's very easy for you to lose all of the confidence you've built up, right? But
Shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
Um.
remember. Okay, one more thing.
Yeah.
The one thought that I had throughout this entire like Spanish presentation is like, look at this guy. He's teaching confidence on YouTube whilst he doesn't even have it in person. Oh my God. That thought was digging me from the inside because I thought that this is what they have thought. Whilst I bet they weren't even
Oh.
focused on the presentation. They were doing their own thing, right? It was just so that I can get the grade. But in my little
Yeah.
anxious mind, I was so like traumatized almost from
Yeah.
that experience. It took me genuinely like a month or two to fully recover my confidence
Yeah.
from that event.
Yeah. I want to say when I feel like I got over these types of situations, and I wish I could have told this to my younger self, but I couldn't. I didn't get a chance to. Is
Yeah.
when you, for example, right now when I gotta go to the work office to, like, for the taxes or whatever, like for
Yeah.
online income, whatever. I used to, for example, be scared of these high people, like the principals, the teachers,
Yeah.
the police
Authority.
officers, and I used to be anxious when speaking to them. And then I realized the way to stop that is by completely shifting your opinion of them in your mind. So let's say you have to, like, honestly, you have to insult them in your mind. You have to, like, literally say they're fucking peasants, they're 40, 50-year-olds, they're sexless
That sounds
marriages,
so
they're
terrible.
broke, and, like, literally you're so much better than them. So it's like, when you do that, I found it that that's the only way that I can stop being anxious when speaking to anybody. You have to, like, literally degrade them in your mind, and then you act
It's
respectfully with them. Oh,
okay.
let me finish. You act
Okay, my bad.
respectfully with them, but in your mind you disrespect them heavily. Even with girls, when I'm thinking like, bro, she's a fucking woman, bro. What the fuck? How the fuck am I scared of a fucking chick, bro? I could maul her with my own hands. I could kill her. Why the fuck am I scared of her? Or stuff like that. I'm thinking
Mm-hmm.
women on average, a statistic said women on average have lower IQs than men. Women are weaker than men. Women are inferior to men. And when you remind yourself of that, eventually you start believing that over time. But okay, with women it's a stupid example, but with like these office people, like police officers, I don't know,
Yeah.
judges, all of these people, bro. If I could tell this to my 13-year-old self, I would never even blinch when the teacher would yell at me. I'd be like, she's a fucking peasant, bro. Why do I care?
Yeah.
But yeah. So this is the only way that I found, and I wonder if you have found a better way, because I haven't.
Or yeah. The
When you
one thought
respect
that
these
I
people too
had,
much, you start to become scared of them. That's what they're trying to
yeah,
do.
you just keep your legs crossed instead of like actually being yourself. To me personally, it's not about downgrading my view on others, but rather upscaling the view on myself. Being able to say to
Oh
myself,
yeah.
yeah, I am that guy. This guy doesn't do anything to me, right? And I still respect them. It's not that I see them
Oh.
and I like visualize myself like beating them up and all of that. Because to me, it's like it comes down to just how do I even say it? Like me being me and not
Mm.
letting anybody take that away from me.
But
Because when you stop, like, when you resist your authentic self for the sake of pleasing somebody, even in these formal scenarios, right? You just kind of you kind of lose control of the conversation. That's when you like
uh,
the other person takes the lead and you're kind of in the submissive pretty much.
yeah, but also you have to realize that somebody's me is fucking nobody because they've never achieved anything. So
Fair enough.
when they say that, yeah, I'm a fucking alpha male, they don't believe that shit. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
They just say it. It's empty words. They don't have
Yeah.
the belief.
For us, it might work. Like, for example, when I do podcasts, I never do this, right? When I do podcasts, actually, I respect the person a lot. But for me to not be nervous, I'm always looking like, yeah, they're successful, but I'm 18 and I'm going to be successful 2 years earlier than them. So I'm more successful than them already. It's like I don't degrade them, but I kind of like hype myself up. So then
Yeah.
for some reason I'm just not nervous at all. Like, for example, bro, when I spoke to King's Community, who has 2 million subscribers, 2 million followers, that was a big fucking thing for me, bro. You know what I mean? Like, or Max Lewis, who's worth like 40 million, that was also a big thing for me. But by hyping myself up, actually I kind of fucked up the Max Lewis podcast, I'm not gonna lie. I was stuttering as shit like that when I was scared
Oh
out of
well.
my shivering me timbers, bro. But but yeah, man, it's different with different people. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Whenever I like a police officer, I rarely do have to talk to them now. When I get my driver's license, I'm probably gonna get pulled over, but in my mind, I'm gonna be like, bro, it's like this is just a guy that's working 9 to 5. He's not like
Yeah.
dangerous, you know.
He's just doing his job.
Yeah. Like also obviously act with respect, but nobody can tell you what not to think. And people might say that I'm fucking a bad person for thinking bad about people. Bro, most people watching this, they have negative thoughts about their parents, their girlfriend. Oh, she didn't reply.
Themselves.
Oh shit.
Themselves, especially. That's the thing that blows their
Mm.
mind. How can you judge me when you take more time to judge yourself negatively? That's the
Holy
mind
shit.
blowing thing.
Now
But
that you said that, yeah, bro.
in terms of the thing we just talked about, this connects very well with what happened after this entire drama with my class, because the summary to that story is genuinely beautiful, almost movie like. Because 3 months after that entire event, my prom came around. And I remember I went on my prom. It was a big day for me because my best friend wasn't there with me. I was kind of pissed because he was supposed to be there. Like, we wanted to go together, but he got sick before the prom, so he didn't go with me. I went there by myself. No prom date, no nothing, right? I went in there on my own. And I remember few hours in, they started to give out awards. Instead of having the whole king of the prom thing like they do in the US, they were giving out like cute mini awards. So like
Oh
the
yeah.
biggest sleeper of the school, the biggest class skipper, the biggest prankster. It was all dumb. It was meant to be funny, right? Until I heard one award in particular, Influencer of the Year. That's when I'm like,
In New York cooked, bro.
oh, that's when I got shook, right? That's when I spent the rest of the next few hours of the prom anxious as fuck. Because, okay, what are these dudes planning, right? What the fuck, right? And at that point, I actually didn't want to win the award. I just thinking they're gonna put me in front of the stage, in front of the whole school for this shit, bro. It was eating me, right? I started to ask everybody at the prom, just like a little bitch, just like, yo, are they gonna like give me the award? Do you know that? Did you like vote for me? It was awkward as fuck, right? But I remember they started to give out the awards sometime around 12 p.m., right? And one thing that I didn't knew about the awards is that it was a voting. Everybody in the school voted for somebody to get a certain award, right? So we get to the final award. I don't even remember what it was. It was some fucking prankster of the year, whatever, right? And I thought this was the last one. I thought, oh, maybe there isn't an influencer of the year. Thank Lord. How nice. We have
Wow.
one more award. And that's when I get a heart attack. That's when I'm like, that's when the same flow of anxiety starts flowing in me again, right? And they say the following words: the winner of the influencer of the year is Simon Shredder. Woo! And that's when everybody starts like turning my way. They start like hyping me up. The entire school's cheering for
Isn't
me.
that the award right there on your shelf?
I was about to reach for it right now. Yeah. This is this is
Yeah.
worth to me more than any subscribe button, because this proves that even though my class, even though the school wasn't fucking with the shit I do, my friends did. And the general public, even though my school's liberal, even though it's all that bullshit, they chose me over everybody else. In the end, bro, I won that battle. And that's what made me happy. And this is like the trophy for all of that. I remember next few hours of the prom, this was the first time in my life that I felt like fully restrictionless without giving a slightest shit about my YouTube. This was the first time where I fully let go of my fear of judgment with YouTube. This is when I was able to like talk to everybody about everything, and I just really didn't care. And I actually had a good time, like busting out backflips in the middle of the prom at 2 a.m. whilst everybody else is drunk out of their minds. It was fun. That's when it was fun, you know?
W.
And I keep this on my shelf to this day just because of how big of a meaning it has to me, you know? It's very significant.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. That's a fucking W story, bro. Holy shit! I
Yeah,
remember you telling it in the video in the past too, but yeah, man, it's
yeah.
what what do you think is the way to get rid of the anxiety of people, like being scared when somebody calls you out, like you know, the authority person, like a teacher,
I
like a driving
feel
instructor, like something like that.
I feel like the number one thing people must do is they need to step out. They need to actually take the initiative on putting themselves in the discomfort zone. And that already
Mm,
filters out 90% of people. Then we get to the next step, which is needing to go through the trial and error. So now that you've stepped out, now that you've started walking up to people, talking to people, getting over your anxiety, now you have to face the trials and tribulations. Now you're gonna have to
mm,
go through the one time when you walk up to a girl, she calls you ugly. You try to get her number, she doesn't give it to you. And the first few times you do it, it fucks with your mind so much that you can't
mm,
help but to just feel negative about yourself. And this filters out, sorry, the 90% of the 90% we just talked about. And then we get to the final stage, which is even harder, is to actually find fun in the conversations. And the way you do that is you start
mm,
acting or being yourself. Once you're able to become yourself and act however you want to act without caring about the opinion of others, once you've already destimulated yourself from the judgment of other people, that's when talking to people actually becomes fun because you're living your life for yourself on your own terms and not for anybody else. You are in full control of what you want to do with your life. And freedom's one of the most valuable things a person can have. You know, what a lot of people tend to misunderstand is when they think about freedom, they think about the freedom of money, financial freedom, buying everything they want, locational
mm,
freedom, going wherever they want, time freedom, doing whatever they want at what time. But I feel like the freedom that combines all of it together, the most important one that you can have right now, but most people don't, it is the freedom of will, doing
mm,
whatever you want to do without caring what others do, being who you want to be without
mm.
giving the slightest shit about the other people. And it's the one thing where you don't need capital for it, you don't need a certain location, certain status, but you need your mind in check. And when you have
Mm,
your mind in check, this one kind of freedom guarantees all the other free ones. This is what guarantees you achieve success. Freedom of will. It is only the guys who actually do the things necessary without, as I said for the billionth time, without caring what others think.
yeah.
That's the people who make the success real. That's how I'd say it.
Especially if you think about it, that's the reason why people don't post content, because they don't have freedom of will. Bro, you know how do you beat this, honestly? It's put yourself under the fucking fire. So first of all, upload the videos,
Exactly.
let them find out, right? So in my high
Yes.
school, they found out about my videos. Right? They started playing it in class, and I was just like, I was trying to act like not affected, but they started playing it in class, bro. And that was like the most cringe thing. They were all laughing together at it. But guess what, bro? The next day I uploaded another one, bro. I uploaded another one. And they're like, look, Sergio's new video, whatever. Eventually, I kind of pushed it out. At 16, I dropped out of high school because I just had enough of that collective
Was
with those
that
guys.
the reason?
Not really the reason. I also knew that high school is a fucking waste of time, that I'm just never gonna like work a 9 to 5 job forever. And I knew that I'm just not, it's just a waste of my time. So at 16, I dropped out. It was a whole story behind that. I falsified my parents' signature, printed to the principal. But like a week later, they found out. They were fucking mad at me for like a few days, honestly. They forgot about it, and life went on. So it's like, bro, if you're
Yeah.
afraid of your parents yelling at you because you don't want to go to uni or you want to drop out,
Yeah.
just fucking do it. Within 5 days, they'll forget about it. What? They're gonna ground you for a week. They'll beat your ass. Whatever. That's better than 4 years, you know.
True.
So, anyways,
Most definitely.
but the
I
way I
am.
say it, I wanted to get to something. Throw
Mhm.
yourself in the pit fire. I meant do exactly the thing that the people are shaming you for if it's a productive thing. Because, bro, if they see that they try to bully you for making videos and you just post more videos and you're more consistent, it's like, bro, they're like, why is this guy so fucking confident? They're like, eventually they will get bored of it, right? But you'll have to persevere through the suck. This is the thing that David
Yeah.
Goggins said in his book, Can't Hurt Me. Enjoy the suck. It sucks right now. He was getting bullied in high school too. When he was 16, he had a truck, I think, and literally he went from school from his class one day into the parking lot of his truck, and they sprayed on his trunk. We're gonna kill you, ninja. You know, like
Hmm.
like basically they said that they were gonna kill him because he's black, whatever. And then he went to the principal's office that they sprayed his truck with a racist slur and a threat, and he didn't do nothing about it, right?
Totally.
And he
Similar thing
said
to me.
it sucked. Literally, he was getting notes like after this class, we're gonna beat your ass at the toilets. And he was like in class trying to show it to the teacher, and she would do nothing about it because he was the only black kid in the whole class. It sucked, but he got through it. So if you're getting bullied right now, first of all, learn how to fucking fight back. Okay, that's the first thing.
Obviously.
But bro, go into the fight like a man. Like even if you know that you're gonna beat your ass, 3 guys on you, okay, you have no chance. I mean, it's still better than not than just completely countering out because they won't respect you. You won't respect yourself. This way, you might end up with a fucking black eye. What I'm saying, if someone's parents might be listening to this, they would kill me for saying this, but I don't give a fuck
This, like,
what some 40-year-old fat ass with a sexless marriage thinks about
okay.
me. Okay?
I'm not the one saying that. I'm not the one saying that.
I am the one saying that, Sergio. I'm the one saying that. Okay, so yeah, bro. Honestly, I face the fucking bully, even if you know you're gonna lose.
Yes.
You're gonna feel better afterwards. Unless like you know that they're like actually like very
Yeah.
fucking dangerous, that they would literally like bring a knife
This
to a
doesn't
fight or something
this
like that.
doesn't work outside of school, right? Because if you're trying to like fight
Yeah.
3 other robbers, like get the fuck out.
Yeah,
You
that's
just
not a
run
good
away.
idea. I'm talking in school, you
You
know.
have more life to live than that, right? But in terms of
Yeah.
bullies, like they will only proceed to bully you when you permit them to keep doing that. I remember when I used to get bullied, I never got bullied physically. However, I went through a lot of trash talk, a lot of mental game, right?
Yeah.
And the first thing that I used to do is I would either not say anything, I would just freeze, or I would try like acting it out. You know, they would say a joke about me, and I would like turn the joke on myself even further, right?
That's
Like put
horrible.
on my nervous little smile. Funny thing that I always do is I always put on a smile in situations where I shouldn't. It's like when I'm nervous, somebody will make fun of me. I'll put on a big smile, try to laugh it off. I don't do it as much anymore because I'm more self-aware. But back then, this was my number one self-defense mechanism. I swear.
Mm.
It's only when you give people permission to keep bullying you that they're gonna continue.
I feel like they want easy prey, bro. Don't be the fucking easy prey, man. At least fucking go down with a fucking fight, okay? Again, unless they're not fucking dangerous bullies like fucking gypsies, they'll bring a fucking knife to a fist fight, okay? In that case, call the cops, okay? This is the only time I'm gonna allow you to fucking call for help. If there's like literally like your life in danger, okay? Whatever. And then call the cops. Fuck the principal, the cops, okay? That's what I'd say. But yeah, man, honestly, with bullies, I understand that it can feel a lot of times like you're lost or like you don't know what to fucking do. Your parents aren't helping,
totally, right?
your teachers aren't helping, your classmates aren't helping because you don't have real friends.
No one's coming to save you.
Bro, no one's coming to save you. This is so important. This is where God is actually fucking testing your character, bro. In business, or like let's say, no, actually, yeah, you become successful and then you break up with a girl and then she said you raped her. Even if it's not true, the judge believes her. Now you're going to jail for 7 years for something you didn't do. What the fuck are you gonna do? No one's come to save you, bro. You know?
Yeah.
And these things
Not
happen.
even the lawyer can do much.
This is what happens a lot. So that's why I always keep screenshots of conversations with girls, etc. I always ask them like, "Hey, did you enjoy last night?" And I always screenshot a conversation like see that it's consensual. So I'm always
That's
safe. I have so many screenshots
smart.
in my fucking gallery, bro. So yeah.
Yeah,
So that's like stay safe out there, boys. You never know what
totally.
might happen in the future.
Don't get into random fights, but don't make yourself the easy target. That's how
Yeah,
I'd sum it up. Yeah.
that's honestly, yeah. That's honestly. You know what? Let some other guy like be the easy meal, okay? At least like sacrifice
Yeah,
someone else, okay?
totally.
Yeah. What would you say was the most awkward situation or interaction that you ever had with someone? Whether that be a girl, a guy, I don't know, whatever. The most awkward situation you've been in. It was cringe.
I kind of wanted to use the the story with my school for that because it's safe to say that's the most awkward thing, but I don't want to say the same thing over and over. It's fuck.
The
I'd have to think
second
a lot.
most awkward.
I don't have an
Oh
order for that shit, bro. But
yeah, man. There's a lot, like
it's tough.
when life goes
But
along path.
I'll tell you one thing. Okay, I wouldn't say this is like the most cringe, but I feel like it's cringe enough for me to share it here, but it makes enough of an interesting story. Because I feel like I don't want to give you something basic of, oh yeah, a
Yeah.
girl rejected me, bro. Like I have a one powerful story from school, right? Because once my channel became relevant and everybody across my school knew, right? I would have people walk up to me on the lunch break and just say to me, yo, Simon, do you have some life advice for me? And they would say it so autistically.
Man.
Like you knew they were taking a piss at it, right? But the amount of like flashback that I got from my channel, bro,
Hmm.
so much weird shit. Like, I swear. People never
Hmm.
there have been barely few people who actually understood what I do, you know? I can count on one hand the amount of people who actually like truly understand the message, who have like a full understanding of what I do.
how how do you forgive your past self? Some people actually like hate themselves so much for some mistake that they've done. How should someone forget learn to accept what they did and that they can't change it and move on?
I feel like people focus too much on the things that they can't control instead of looking
Mm,
at the things that they have power over right now. The reason why, in my opinion at least, most people feel stuck in the pain of their past is because they haven't fully lived up or made up for that past version of themselves. They still feel regret for a lot of these events. They have not, if they would have climbed out of that, they wouldn't really feel that much regret, at least to me personally. It depends on the situation, right? Because there are situations that you can't really go back in time and change anything, right? But it's like, it comes down to acceptance mainly. You know, once you truly realize that an event is in the past and you can't go back to the past and change it,
yeah.
you start to live on, you start to move on. And I feel like this is where a lot of people get stuck, the act of letting go. Most of the regret people have, most of the majority of bullshit people go through in their minds just comes down to letting go of the negative thoughts they have. And this comes through repetition, you know? I feel like this
Yeah.
comes through just constantly reinforcing certain ideas in their mind so that they actually get like swapped in your brain's memory. You know what I mean?
Mm, yeah. Yeah. I agree with what you said, especially at the beginning where you said something along the lines of you have to do something to like change who you are so that you know that you're not related to that person anymore. I think something similar to
Yeah.
that. Basically, the main thing for me was, bro, last year when I broke up with my first long-term girlfriend, I was with a year and a half with. And the reason why I'm so pissed off at myself, I'm not pissed off at her, okay? But I'm pissed off at myself. I was so pissed off for not seeing the fucking red flags. That she had male friends. She had slept with 5 dudes before me. She had, all of those and not seeing that. But most of all, she did me kind of dirty towards the end. And I just don't, I just fucking hated myself for such a long while for not seeing that and for still sticking with her. And I tried to, for a few months, bro, I was like fucking still thinking about her and thinking about, not really because I missed her, because I knew that I wouldn't want her back, but I was just like,
Yeah.
I wish I could have gone back in time so I could not do that, so I could take revenge, basically, something like that. And
Do you?
let me just quickly finish.
Okay.
Um, After that, that was my Tinder while, right? I was going on a new Tinder date like once, twice a week, right? And like I wouldn't smash all of the girls, right? And even if I wanted to, sometimes I wouldn't. But let's say, bro, like every month I would sleep with a new girl, like every month or two, you know. And I wasn't going too crazy with it, right? My goal wasn't always to smash her. My goal was actually to find like a better girl, you know. But then for some reason, somehow I found my current girlfriend that I mentioned, and after I found her, I completely stopped thinking about my ex, bro. Like I
Yeah.
used to look at her Insta and at her posts from the time we were together, and I remember this so vividly. And now I look at it and it doesn't do anything to me. It's so beautiful, and I remember I was hearing those videos that let time take its toll and it's gonna get better with time. And I was like, holy shit, everybody's saying the same fucking thing, but everybody was saying it because it was so fucking true. And it was like a year ago. It wasn't that long ago, right? It truly takes time and it will get better.
Yeah.
Doesn't fucking matter how much you don't believe in me or not. So I know that right now this is not helping someone, me saying this, and that's okay. But bro, when you
Time
find
is the
something,
best here.
yeah, exactly. So for me, what wasn't fulfilling was switching girls, like fucking. As soon as a girl started
Yeah.
piss me off a little bit, I would go on Tinder and find a new girl and invite her on a date, right? And
Yeah.
go on a date with her. And bro, I'd
But
kiss like a new girl every 3-4 days, bros. Like,
okay, that's
bro,
crazy. But
and it's just like I just look at it. I'm like, bro, couldn't you tell from the first
Mhm.
picture you saw of her that she was a red flag? She had a picture
Yeah.
with a beer in her hand on Tinder. Like, bro, come on now. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So yeah.
But about your first girlfriend, because I actually had a question.
Mhm.
Do you think you would have been a better boyfriend to your current girlfriend if you were never aware of the mistakes you did
Oh.
with the first one? Of course not.
Yeah, I think you're right,
Yeah,
bro.
because
Because yeah, I see
I
even
feel
my
like
mistakes. I'm not blaming her for everything, bro. But yeah.
it is through those rough experiences that God actually teaches us what we need to know for us to get where God wants us to get. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I feel like the struggles that we're being put through on a day to day is necessary for us to evolve to the next chapter of where we're supposed to be. You want to get to Miami. I want to get to Miami too. But
Yeah.
even though we know the goal, we don't know what that path is going to look like. We know what the things are that we should do. We know where we want to go,
Mhm.
but we don't know what the path's going to look like. We don't know if it's going to go up and down, like up bumps and dumps, right? We just know
Yeah.
that it's this way.
Yeah.
That's the thing we must understand.
Yeah. Bro, I'm sure that there are gonna be so many unexpected shit that's gonna happen throughout my
Yeah.
path, bro. So much stuff that I'm not gonna be prepared for, and God's just gonna throw me into the pit fire again, bro. And is that sometimes I'm like, bro, if I was God, I wouldn't. I would fucking take revenge, bro. But nah, but I'm like, yeah, bro.
But
Sometimes
here's
I'm
the
thinking,
thing. Okay. I just want to ask one thing. Right now, in the present moment, if you were given an opportunity to somehow take revenge on your first ever girlfriend, would you take it?
Revenge in like me hurting her? No. No, I wouldn't think so, but I would definitely save her current boyfriend, right? Because bro, poor
Oh,
guy, he's in fucking love with a fucking hoe, bro.
yeah.
Like she said that her
Okay.
body count is only
I didn't
5,
expect that answer.
but
Okay.
he said that she said that her body count was only 5, but realistically she sucked like 12 dudes. But blowjobs don't count. She said so. Like I'm like, bro, if that dude only
You
knew, I
think
feel
so?
bad for him.
You think so?
What do you think so? What do you mean?
Blowjobs don't count?
Bro, blowjobs count, bro, in the body count. What the
Yeah,
fuck do you
they
think?
do. They
If a
fucking
girl
do.
sucked off 15 dudes, her body count is 15, bitch. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro, that's
So,
disgusting.
so yeah, bro,
That's like
I
that's
definitely
like
not give her the
like
current boyfriend she
listen,
has. Yeah.
of
That's the only
all
thing.
the things you could be doing with a girl, that has to be like the most submissive thing a girl can do for you to
Yeah.
get down on her
Yeah,
knees and like
absolutely.
that's like the most submissive thing she can do, I think.
Yeah.
And for her to do that with multiple men
Oh, man.
only proves her lack of value. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro, and then she swallows the semen and kisses you, bro.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's like, bro,
Bruh. Oh, man.
it's
That's
fucked, isn't
fucking
it? Right?
disgusting.
It's fucked.
Uh,
That's the way it is.
yeah, bro. I wanted to ask you, how do you change your identity? How does a boy turn into a man? Is it slow, or is it instant or gradual?
I would say gradual because when you try to change something about yourself immediately, that's when you get into the mindset of something is wrong with me. I have to change. And when something's wrong with you, you automatically just start to resist it. And I'll tell you this is actually one of the principles that I teach inside of my own community because this is crucial to understand. The more you resist, the more it persists. The more you try to
Mm.
rip something out of you by, in theory, ripping that thing out of you, what you're really doing is you're just stretching the slingshot. And the further you stretch it, the more it's going
Mm.
to hit you when it bounces back. That's the thing that
Mm.
people often get fucked up by. They get this quick spurge of motivation. Oh, I need to change. I need to be
Mm.
better, right? And
That
it
doesn't
lasts them like
last
2 days.
very long.
It lasts them like a few days, bro. They get demotivated easily. That's the thing. You can't fully change who you are. I feel like some of the behavior patterns are deeply planted in us since childhood. And it's hard for us, it's nearly impossible for us to change something that's so deeply coded. But I feel like you can evolve. This is why I said a few
Mm.
minutes earlier that evolution's like one of the principles of the world we live in. Everything evolves, everything gradually changes over time. And I feel like that's the path that people should take with changing their identity, if that's that they
Mm.
really want to. But
Yeah.
one exception that I would add is some traumatic events, if they
Mm.
hit you mentally deeply enough, I think they could change you immediately.
Hmm.
There are things that can change you like gradually. If you go through some sort of trauma, like
Mm.
God forbid, if you saw somebody you love being like killed alive, that would
Yeah.
stay with you to the day you die. That would traumatize you, right? So I feel like
Yeah.
there are things that could stay in your mind forever and just make
Yeah.
a difference instantly. However,
And
if you were to make that change yourself, you have to take the gradual option. You have to make it
mm.
a long term change for it to stay long term. When you treat it as
Yes.
short term, it's going to stay short term. That's the thing.
Oh yeah. In the book The Way of the Superior Man, there was basically saying a chapter that live as if your father was dead. It's
Yes.
you said that basically when your dad dies, that's when you really man up. But if you can just imagine what he would act like if he wasn't here anymore and you start acting like that today, you won't man up instantly like you would if he actually died. but you will be
Yeah.
like 20% of the way there, 10% of the way there. You would get closer to that manly version of you.
I remember reading that book, and the first time I read that title, it triggered me because I'm thinking, what? But my father's my he's my father figure. How am I supposed to
Yeah,
not listen to him? But then I started to understand it over time. It's about doing your own thing. Anyways.
yeah. In terms of authenticity, bro, this reminds me of a video that you uploaded when you had the buzz cut, and
Oh my goodness,
the
bro.
real ones will
That
know, bro.
video.
I
You,
fucking died just. You were in the middle of explaining something, and that reminded me in my
I
head. I
was
was just like,
playing
oh,
around with it, I was
I
discovering myself, but the thing that
yeah.
made this video so much worse is like I fucking spat on myself like throughout the video, and it like stayed there for like so long.
Oh my god, bro.
I didn't take this video down. I will proudly keep
Yeah,
it on my main page so that I can look back and say, yeah,
bro. I
I
still don't
made a
understand
mistake.
how you rewatch the video and still decide to upload.
He's fucking dying right now. I can't
Bro,
look at this guy while
I don't
laughing, bro.
understand how you watch the video again and said at the moment, yes, I'm gonna upload.
Thank goodness this wasn't the time period when nobody knew. Literally
Oh.
nobody knew. So I was safe. Okay.
Oh,
I was safe back
imagine if
then.
your old classmates found that video.
I remember how my classmates reacted to my buzz cut, bro. I walk in, I think it was geography class, bro, fucked up, cooked. I walk in there crooked up, bro. I look fucked up, right? And yeah, I just saw stairs. I just saw stairs like everybody, bro.
Oh
But
yeah,
it
bro.
tests your confidence. I'm grateful I shaved my head.
Oh yeah.
It tested me a lot.
Especially when you don't look good in it. I look pretty good with a buzz cut,
Oh
but I'm
yeah,
letting it grow back to
I
my
look terrible.
shoulders like I used to have it when I
I
was
look
like
terrible.
14, 15. So for the next like year and a half maybe, I won't cut it until it's like down to my shoulders, etc. And then I'm gonna go back to buzz cut. And I can't wait to buzz it again, bro, to be honest. It's like it's already fucking long and I'm getting sick of it.
Oh goodness. I kind of have like a mullet right now, and I
Oh.
just chopped it up a little bit. I remember when it was longer, and I would put on my boxing helmet while sparring, and I can feel like the hair just like pushing out. I can feel it like I can feel my head being heavier. You know what I mean?
Oh, when your hair is wet, yeah. When I want to say when
It's,
your
it
wet is
literally
hair.
feels
What the fuck?
heavy, bro. When you
Yeah.
have like longer hair and you shave that shit, I promise you, you feel like your head is twice as light. It's
Yeah, when you
funny.
come out of the shower, especially, bro. Hell yeah.
Oh, totally. I used to have long hair up to like kind of here,
No,
but
I would want to see that, bro.
I might show you after the mastermind. But I look like a fag, bro. I did
Yeah,
not look good in it.
yeah. Man,
Yeah,
why do you think some people treat you the same even after you change?
this comes down to first impressions. How people see you in the first few moments they have met you is how they're going to remember you 90%. And there isn't really much you can do, right? I remember, I'll tell you a little bit of a funny story. When I started playing basketball, I used to wear like an NBA jersey. My favorite NBA player used to be Allen Iverson. I was idolizing that guy. And I'm not ashamed to admit that. I know some people say, oh, putting another man's name on your shirt, I don't give a fuck. To me, it was cool. He was a role model, right? Kind of. But when I started playing basketball, anyway, I played nothing like him. I played nothing like that guy, right? And I used to be a shitty player back when I started. So when I would go on public practices, like an open hall, like an open gym where everybody plays, and I'll just be there in this like goofy jersey there, like not knowing how to play, people would nickname me
Hmm.
Iverson just because of the shirt, right? And the joke was that I played like shit. So even though I evolved and I became a much better player, I never really lived up to my expectations. I'd say I was never like a number one player on a team, maybe like once or twice, right? But even when I improved, people would like still see me the same way. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I was taking off my sock because my fucking feet are sweaty.
Yeah. Even when I improved, the people who used to trash talk me still would trash talk me. And I remember times when I would get ahead of these people, once like the yearly draft for my school's basketball team started and every other school, right? I would see the guys who make fun of me not get into their teams whilst I would. And they would still talk like they're better than me. It was always funny. It was always funny. It's always that little bit of jealousy in it. You know what I mean?
Bro, I bet that, bro, there are people who are still like gonna be nonchalant about your physique when you are jacked. At least like for me, and I'm not even that jacked as you, bro. Like you're like completely different level. Like the post that you put on Instagram today, bro, that was like complete like different level shit, bro. Like I'm nowhere near you, bro.
I think you deadlift more than I do, if I remember.
180 kg.
Oh, way more, bro. I don't deadlift that much, but like you're just generally taller than me. So like
I'm 5'11", you're 5 foot. How much?
5'7".
Yeah. So that's
just like,
4 inches. Yeah.
Like just by you're a bigger animal essentially. I have more muscle mass, but it's like you were born to be like a bigger animal than I am. So like,
what the fuck are you talking about, bro?
It's
what are you talking about?
Talk about height, dude. If you bulked up 20 kilograms and I bulked up 20 kilograms, you would be bigger because you have muscle and height. I just have muscle. So if you were to get jacked, you have the genetical advantage over me because we're both ectomorphs. We both started from the same physique somewhat, right? Because you started skinny.
What the fuck is an ectomorph, bro?
Oh,
I don't know these body types, bro. This scientific bullshit.
Right, but yeah. Okay, to keep it plain, just to make it clear, you have like different types of your skeleton. Ectomorph is like the naturally thinner person, which both you and I are. Endomorphs like the thicker guys. So like think of an Ali, think of Eddie Hall. I don't know, just like naturally thick guys. And then you have the skinny fat guys who are kind of like in between. They don't have it all.
I could name a couple of names in my head. Oh man.
Fuck.
Oh bro. Yeah, man, bro. It's just 4 inches, bro. Don't fucking say that that's like a lot. Bro. Come on. Man.
I know circumstances where 4 inches is fucking nothing. So it's about perspective.
Well, if you could add 4 inches to what you already have, that does make a very big difference.
But just as a fun fact, I will tell you, I'm actually pretty genetically lucky because my odds of this current height were so ridiculously low. I'm lucky. My dad is like 5'6". My mom is 5'2". And everyone else in my family is shorter than me right now, besides a few uncles, right? The closest family, I'm taller than everybody now. I come from a short family in general, so I was just kind of blessed.
But honestly, bro, if a girl is short, that's not a problem, bro. I think that's kind of odd when a girl's short. You know,
it's kind of the opposite. It's like the smaller the girl is, it's like the cuter she is, pretty much.
Yeah,
like, not all the time. If you like fucking model girls who are like 6 foot, that's a completely different thing. It's hard to find a short girl who's slim. I feel like those like 5'2" girls, 5'3" girls, they're a bit more compressed. You know what I mean? Not to say they're fat. By all means. But it's just that it's hard to find a skinny ectomorph. Ectomorphs naturally have a tendency to be taller. It's hard to find an ectomorph who's like rather slim. So like most of the the slim like hourglass girls, I feel like they're above like 5'4" at most. I'm kind of bullshitting here already. I'm already talking about bullshit. But
bro, when you said compressed, bro, I died, bro. What the fuck? Compressed, bro. I'm not fat, I'm compressed.
Okay, that cracked me up.
Bro. I'm not fat, I'm compressed, bro. What you talking about? My dick is not
when
small,
you
it's
compress
compressed.
when you compress mass too much into one space, it becomes a black hole. So maybe that's what happens to the fat bitches. I don't know.
Whoa, 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 shit.
Okay,
Yeah, I
that's
don't want to
much.
go
That's much.
down there, bro. Holy shit. Oh, man. What would you say was the most interesting person you met or talked to?
Oh, in person or online?
Doesn't really matter.
I want to say in person because one of my two best friends is a fucking genius. I swear. One of the people who I hang out with, he is on self improvement, not as deep as we are, I'd say. He
Mm,
knows Hamza, he watched him quite a bit, right? But he's not like super locked in on the. Well, he does go to the gym. He just doesn't watch his autistic content like we do, right? But when I went to high school with this guy, he had four different majors to his name. He majored in math, physics, biology, and chemistry. And whilst doing all of that, he knows how to build his own AI. So not only programming, but this
mm,
branches off to programming, front door, website creation, right? Like creating the AI itself, programming. He's making his own chat GPT, essentially. And the
mm,
best part about that guy, that's not even his main plan. That's his plan B to build his own chat GPT. His plan A is to become
mm,
a doctor, bro. He went to a physics class at school and by himself, he studied biology and chemistry, plus like physics and math. He went in with four majors. I had one. I majored in
mm.
math and I barely scored 20%. The thing that helped me graduate school was bilingual English because my English is so good, not to brag,
Mm,
but compared to the average Polish person, I written exam in English on extra difficulty. For the students who excel in the language so much, they're pretty much bilingual, right? So
mm,
only five people in my entire school attempted this exam this year, and I happened to be one of them. I did pretty
mm.
well, right? I got like 70%, but that's irrelevant, right? Because I won't really use that because I'm likely my parents. Okay, I'm likely not going to go to college anyway, so fuck that.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Hell, shit.
it's a fun little thing.
Mhm.
That dude really, like, really inspired me. I helped.
The ambition is it? Yeah, bro, you're muted. You just muted yourself. I can't fucking hear you, bro. I don't know what the fuck you did. This is one hell of a way to end the podcast, bro. I don't fucking know what the fuck happened. Yo, do you still have the invite link? Try to rejoin the call. This is an interesting way to end out the call. I don't know what the fuck he touched. What the fuck happened there? But something happened, apparently. So yeah, bro, I still had some rapid fire questions for this motherfucker, bro. I still want to go through these. It's only 4 to 6 of them, so it should be like, bro, like 2 minutes, bro. Come on, bro. Okay, I'm gonna send. Oh, okay. Yo,
Is it
I
good
can.
now?
Yes, I can hear you
Let's
finally, bro.
go.
I don't know what the fuck
That's
did you
spooked
touch, but
me.
yeah, it works
Because,
now.
like, if I mute this, now you can. So
Yeah,
even though this was on, you still couldn't hear me. I don't know. But back to the
yeah.
topic.
I I wanted to get in some rapid fire questions before we wrap up.
All right.
What's the
That's
best
cool.
and worst advice that you've been given?
The best advice I've probably ever been given, it's hard to say by who because I've heard this from everybody, right? But keep doing your own thing, regardless what people think. Not
Mm,
give up. I don't want to say never give up because that's almost too mainstream, right? But to stand and face the judgment of other people, look it in the eyes, and still do your own thing anyway. That's what truly made like such a massive difference to my life.
Mm,
And worst advice? Honestly, don't know. It's hard for me to pick one.
mm. What is
Can't think of anything.
Simon Shredder's dream?
Oh my goodness. If you were to ask every, and I mean every single one of my real life friends, they would all know. Go to Miami. They know I'm
Bro,
like, dude, I'll show you something. I have a poster of like the
mm,
Miami Heat squad on my wall. I'm obsessive over this shit. Like, I
bro,
have it on
this
my
is so
wall to remind me
relatable.
where I'm going.
Yeah, bro, I absolutely agree with Miami, bro. Same here. So definitely,
We might
I'm
get
so
there
glad.
together, I hope.
Yeah, bro, I'm so glad to work with you, bro, on this dream, bro, because we have similar goals. Obviously, the Hellcat comes first, but yeah, bro, Miami is definitely one of the things. Like, if I'm gonna buy the Hellcat, it's gonna be in Europe because American cars in Europe are more rare, and I don't want to drive another Hellcat in Miami and be fucking invisible. So that's maybe a reason why. Also, the black people steal Hellcats all the time, so that's why I wouldn't buy one in America. But yeah, man, other than that, Miami is a great place to fucking be, bro.
Fuck yeah.
Honestly, so many interesting people. I can't wait to do podcasts
Oh,
there, to be honest.
bro, like an in-person podcast with like a studio and all that, bro. That would be
It's one of
sick.
my goals to make a studio in Miami and interview all the people from Miami that I've interviewed virtually, then interview in real life there.
That would be sick, dude. Can't wait to
That
see that.
will be sick.
Will.
Fuck
I say
yes.
would a lot when I speak. That's one thing I noticed.
Yeah. Why do you think that many people don't have dreams or gave up on their dreams?
Because they see it as impossible. They are so trapped in this modern thinking that it's
Hmm.
hard for them to think outside the box. It's hard for them to look at the vision and just even consider it a reality. That's the thing that holds people back, in my opinion.
Hmm. Do you think that 21-year-old Shredder is proud of you right now?
I think he is. I think even though
Hmm.
I am going through downward points, even though there are times where I fuck up hard, I feel like the stuff that my current actions will do to the
Hmm.
21-year-old Shredder is so significant. There's no way he won't be grateful. At least I hope.
Hmm. Think about your future self is so important because it affects how you act today.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. What would you say was the proudest moment in your life?
Hitting that million view video. It might
Ah.
seem a little bit vague, but this was one of the biggest dopamine spikes I've ever had.
Hmm.
Seeing that graph go whoop. It's pretty vague, but like once you experience it for yourself, you will. There is no way you're
Wouldn't
quitting
you
again.
wouldn't you say it's also because it showed you that it's possible?
Most definitely. Totally. That,
Hmm.
as I said, there's no way you're gonna quit after something like this happens to you.
Oh yeah.
Even if you fuck up like this, even if you fuck up like me, right? Because if I played my cards right, if I had like a product earlier, if I branded it a bit better, I could probably at 10K or at least 5K from that video. But I can't, it was natural for me to make that mistake. It was such a
Hmm.
big step up for me that I wasn't even aware of it, right? I was too busy enjoying my summer, right? Which I don't fully regret, but still.
Yeah. How would you describe yourself in 2 words? Let's say two.
I would say energetic. That's always been with me. Whether if I was a weird introvert, not knowing how to talk to people, or even when I became charismatic, I was always loud. I was always like a little bit goofy, I would say, or just like
Hmm.
my behavior in general. I just have a lot of energy in anything that I do. So I would say like energetic, chaotic, whatever. Second word, I'll say brave, purely because of the transformation that I went through from like being scared of almost everything to looking at my own fears not even being faced. Bro, I used to be scared of
Mm.
spiders. Bro, now I can grab a spider by the leg and like throw him out the window.
No,
It's
I'll
like
still not do that, bro. I'll still fucking grab him with a tissue or with a fucking flip flop. I won't
but
touch him.
I
But
remember forcing myself to do that. Like, if I would see a spider somewhere, I'll
oh,
force myself to like grab him because I knew this was for the
uh,
better me. I knew I couldn't be scared of such minute things if I want to run a business, if I want to be
yeah.
somebody important to the world. I can't get stopped by a fucking spider. That's pathetic, bro.
Huh. It's not only that I'm scared; it's just disgusting. Ugh.
I know, but
Yeah,
you know.
good idea to do, bro. I have a lot of them in my bathroom.
No, I can't stand them, bro. I clean my room all the time. Like, look, the back of my room's perfectly clean right now, right?
uh,
To me, this is still somewhat messy, somewhat, because like
why?
I still keep like okay, I'll show you my bed. My bed's like wait, it's like full of random shit that I always need to like take care of. Then I put it
Mm.
on the shelf, then from the shelf on the desk, from the desk on the bed, and like I am nothing compared to what the average person thinks they are by being clean, honestly.
But that's a good trade, bro. Like my room is fairly clean too. I feel like, but yeah, I
Yeah,
absolutely agree with that. Apart from the stuff that's on my fucking wardrobe or whatever
yeah.
they call it, I have
It's
all types of stuff on there, bro. So it's oof, yeah.
like I genuinely don't like people who are always dirty, who
Mm,
always like on purpose, where they won't clean their it's not even about keeping it it's about keeping things organized, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
when I walk into somebody's room and I see that they just toss all of their fucking clothes into the wardrobe, not like ordering it, like folding it, hanging it, it's like it's disgusting a
Mm.
little bit. Especially when I see like web hanging from people's like roofs or like ceilings and shit.
Oh, bro, I have so many of them. I can show you
Oh
right
my
now,
god.
bro. Every single corner there's
Oh
spider
my
webs, bro.
gosh. You're gonna grab a lot of spiders tonight.
Oh man. If you only saw, I'm probably gonna fucking take a picture with it, runs on the chat tonight.
Because like I just think of a lot of things from the long-term perspective. Imagine you move in with like a high-tier entrepreneur, or they go to your place and they see that shit, bro. That says a lot about you as a person. You know what I mean? And there
Huh.
are times where like I don't want to clean up my place as well, but it's like there are
Yeah.
greater standards than that.
I just felt like the spider webs, I don't even look at them. It's like, oh, why bother? But
I mean,
yeah,
sure, I can't see them through your camera, so I can't really tell if it's that bad, right?
mm.
I'm not like a Mr. Clean type of person either. You know what I mean?
Simon
There's
Shredder, bro, touches your table. There's bacteria on there.
no, that's my bro. Okay, probably the reason why I'm like this is because my mom is super schizo over the room being clean. I remember
Really?
ever since we had a cat, and my cat is like mainly white. It has white fur. When we
Oh.
used to have anything that's black, anything that has like black furniture, black material, especially black leather, the hair would just get
Mm.
everywhere, right? And it's
My
like,
dog too,
oh,
bro.
no. Yeah. Dogs are worse because we have to like clean your dog's paws and shit. If it like
Oh
walks
yeah.
into mud, you can't let him into the room, right?
Oh
He's not gonna
yeah.
sleep in your
One
bed.
time she did that, bro. My dog's paws were always so fucking dirty, bro.
Oh
Holy
my
shit,
goodness.
bro.
Bleh.
One
Yeah.
time, I remember I was still in school. This is beside the topic, but I woke up late to school. My dog was in my room, right? But I just woke up and I completely wanted to go get dressed. But the first step I took out of bed was in her pile of shit.
Oh
So
my
she
god.
basically she just shat on my carpet in my room, and I just woke up and
Oh
instantly
my
I had shit
god.
on my right foot.
Holy fuck.
So no, not
That's
only that
funny.
I'm late to school, now I gotta wash my foot. I gotta grab that fucking carpet and throw it in the fucking bin. All right. and I gotta get dressed, and I gotta get going, bro. I remember that day,
There's no
bro.
way you
I
went to
won't
school on
forget
time
that,
that day.
man. Oh man, bro, what is cat shit? How big is cat shit? Is it like little?
Listen, my cat is fat as fuck, so it's probably bigger than the average, but it's like what? Less than a handful? I don't know.
Uh-huh. Oh man, well my
It's
dog.
smaller than dog shit, obviously.
Yeah, but bro, but dog shit really depends on what they eat, bro. Sometimes my dog like it's a fucking pile of some shit, you know. So it's like sometimes it's horrible, bro. If I take a picture of it, you'd be fucking scared. Like you think that that's
I do
human
not want to
shit.
see that.
You think
I
that
do not.
human shit sometimes, bro. But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, last question, man. If you could talk
All
to
right.
anyone in the world, who would it be?
Shit. That's very tough because the amount of ideas I have in my mind is it's odd. I could I could talk to some of my dead family members I never got the opportunity to.
Hmm.
I could talk to some guys who like help me in business, like a Andrew Tate, like a Jack Piggott.
Hmm.
Okay, Jack Piggott is too realistic for me to wish for that. Come on. But like Jack, if you're watching all the way till the end, I still want you to fucking DM me. Anyways.
I mean, it's
But,
not really that hard of a question. I'd pick Jesus. I don't want to speak to him.
oh, that's good. Okay, that excels beyond everything. Totally. Didn't even,
I don't want to know if
bro.
what I'm doing is
Shameful for
right.
me. It's shameful for me that I didn't even come up with that. Damn.
No, but it's like, bro, it's
That should be a
so.
no-brainer when you think
It
about
would
it.
be so interesting to ask him what he would do in today's age, in 2025. How he would navigate the world, you know?
I feel like we can figure out the vast majority of it through the Bible. As a person who reads the
But again, the
Bible every
Bible
day,
was
like
written in completely different times, and some things are not optimized. You know, obviously, I understand that, but asking
optimized,
him
bro.
what to do in certain situations would be very helpful.
Yeah. But I
Like in
feel
the
like the
Bible,
spirit
in the Bible, it doesn't say, bro, what business model you should choose or fucking.
Okay. Oh, you're thinking about these kind of questions. Okay. I was thinking like, how do we stop the liberals from fucking up the world or something?
That's
I was
also
thinking
another
more like
thing,
that.
yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
feel like those are the kind of things that we can figure out a lot from the Bible. We can like
What do you?
assume what he would do based on like his past experiences or like the
Hmm.
stuff that he went through. It takes a lot
Hmm.
of analogistic thinking. Like you gotta look through like by analogies. The way that I like to interpret the Bible is I take the stories that are in it and I try to fit them into like modern societies. So like the
Hmm.
creation of the world or like Adam and Eve. Because I don't think that okay, on Blackthorn there was a we had an argument about this recently, whether evolution is real or not because the people were
Bro.
arguing that it's fake because the Bible doesn't approve it. But I don't think that it should be interpreted so literally that it was like literally 7 days in which the world was created. I deeply believe in the Bible. I deeply believe as a Christian person, but I don't think that evolution fully disregards the Bible. You know what I mean?
Hmm. I can't agree to that, to be honest. No, but because when God made Adam and Eve, they were people. They weren't monkeys.
True, but at the same time, I just think there's so much evidence of existence of evolution that at this point it's hard to deny. I don't know if you can even call it a theory at this point, you know? So
Hmm.
we're at that stage in which you have to look for more ways than just the literal way of interpreting it to fully understand it. But at the same time, okay, I will tell you one thing to like sum this up because I don't want this to take up too long, but I just got a fresh idea out of my mind's oven. You know what I mean? Because look at what they did with certain virus that occurred
Yeah.
over the past few years. Look at how they're describing it. They're saying that shit as if it was traumatic, as if it was
Hmm.
like like a real pandemic. Okay, it was a real pandemic, but where it's like people were
No,
lying
fuck,
dead
it
on the
wasn't,
street.
bro. Fuck it, it was these motherfuckers inventing some shit, bro.
Dude, like they describe it as if it was a fucking war zone whilst we were
Yeah.
sitting at home like playing video games.
Yeah,
Now
bro, I had the
imagine
time of
what,
my life,
okay,
bro. I was on
just
Zoom class with
imagine.
school and I was sleeping through it, or I was playing video games on the
Yeah.
second monitor. I
Now,
was having fun.
based on how they describe like the pandemic, think how that looks in the perspective of World War II, World War One, all of these past events that happened, how much they could have been over interpreted,
Ah,
or how much we over imagine these things,
yeah.
how they want us to see them, you know?
Yeah, I agree,
I
man.
don't
Like,
think okay. I don't think that these things are fake. Like actually, like I obviously think World War One and World War Two happened. I'm not
yeah,
like
but like
that
all the
crazy, but
fucking the 6 million bullshit, that's not true.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff like being lied about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
But yeah,
Yeah, this was fun, man. What's next for you?
it
When the
was
next
totally fun. Yeah.
What's next for you, man? Let's say by the end of the year, what are you doing the rest of this year?
Wait, actually, hold on. Give me a second. I'll be right back.
Hmm. Yeah, no problem. Just the time. Nah, this shit happens all the time, guys. It's works okay. But man, I'm I'm curious what Shredder finna do by the end of this year because we talk about our plans, etc. But
Okay, I'm back. My dad was knocking on the door.
yeah,
All right.
what's next for you,
What's the
man?
plan? The plan's a bit shaky as I need to I really want to like move in with you guys in Blackthorn. I think that's a sick idea, but I need to think of it more logistically because like my dad's gonna have his operation soon, so like I have to stay home to help him out. I need to finish my driving license as well.
Mm,
I need to find something to do in the meantime because I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna like let my parents like keep me here for free. I want to do
yeah.
something. So I need to think about it a lot. But I'm really coming to the conclusion that I don't want to go to college. I don't want, okay, I'm not saying I never would because I want to educate myself. That's for certain. I want to stay educated.
Bro,
I just
that's
don't
not
think it's the,
education. That's
yeah,
propaganda.
yeah, exactly. I just don't think that's the right way to go about it through enslaving myself for 5 years straight. I believe in
Yeah.
like having a lot of licenses, having a lot of ways that you could work, right? Because think about it. Where would we
Mm,
be if the internet just died on us? Like, what kind of
yeah.
job could you do, bro? You're
Mm,
bald, you're empty, you have like no skills. You have to build up at least
mm,
something that you can go back to if worse come to worse. And I'm not talking about like a limp dick plan B. I'm talking about having many opportunities. That's just what it comes down to.
mm,
So
yeah.
I feel like I might start some sort of like a course, like getting some sort of license for a job just for the fun of it. But I just don't want to be enslaved. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That makes sense, bro. After my driver's license, gun license is the first thing I'm going for, to be honest.
Ooh, you're not getting that in Poland, bro. It's impossible.
No, in Czech Republic or Romania, either of these two countries I can
Yeah.
get in. Yeah,
In
but I definitely
Poland, it's so
wanna
fucking
carry a
hard.
gun here in Europe because I feel like it's very under, how I should say it,
Under
under.
control.
No,
Yeah.
like
It's not
people
like US.
underestimated. Yeah, people say you don't need that
Oh.
shit in Europe, bro. You know how many times I almost died because of a gypsy, bro? Fuck that shit. Hell no.
Oh. I'll tell you one thing. I don't have these kind of experiences. Poland's relatively safe.
Yeah, Poland, I've heard it's you can
We
walk
have
at 10
okay.
p.m. and
The only thing you can get fucked over is football clubs, and I'm not even joking
mm,
here. If you scream the name of the wrong club that's being hated in a certain region, you could get fucked up like big
mm,
time. So you have to be very careful.
mm.
But yeah,
Yeah. I heard it's kind of like the same thing. Pardubice and Hradec here in Czech Republic, kind of like these two
Oh
teams,
boy.
these two cities close to me. So yeah, it's pretty similar in this sense, but also like, yeah, bro, I don't want to get into all the immigrant shit on this podcast. I definitely want to get it onto it on
Bro.
the next one, which probably will be on the meetup on the 10th or whatever, on the Poland
We'll
meetup.
see.
So maybe the first IRL meetup, boys. It's gonna be fun if it
Okay.
happens. But definitely, bro. You know what? I had so many more questions, but it just we're going over 2 hours. I want to save some sauce for the next time. All right, but
Fuck yeah.
man, the next podcast is gonna be another 2 to 3 hours, bro. It's gonna be fucking
I
fun.
can't wait. I
Bro,
can't
I
wait.
can't wait too, bro. I had so many more topics that I want to discuss, bro. Anyway,
This might be a separate series, just the two of us, bro.
yeah, hell yeah, bro.
Fuck it.
Guys,
I'm down.
yeah, Simon, where can people find you?
Check out my Instagram page. Check out my YouTube, most definitely. You can send me an email, I guess, Discord too. One thing I'll guarantee you is whatever way you try to contact me, I will respond. I'm not the kind of fake guy behind the screen where it's like you send him a message, he doesn't even respond. That's what I hate about big content creators. That's why I don't even think I want to be too big. Because once you have too many numbers, it's hard to like reach out to your people and be close to them.
Yeah, but I don't see that as a bad thing, to be honest. Like, sorry, but if somebody texts me, "Are you gay?" I'm not responding to that shit, bro. Come on.
Obviously, it's like you should have higher standards than that. But yeah, check out my Instagram, check out my YouTube any day of the week.
Man, Simon, thanks for taking time for this, bro. 2 hours, it's
It
been
was amazing.
amazing. Can't wait for the
It
in
was
real
amazing.
life one, guys. Thanks a lot for
Can't
watching
wait.
till the end. God bless y'all.
Hell yeah.
Any last note for what people taking out of this podcast?
Roses are red. I got some news. Remember one thing. Fuck the Jews. Take care.
W. God bless y'all, guys.
Take care.
Goodbye.